Henri Curiel, 1914 to 1978, was an Egyptian Jewish leftist political activist and the founder of the democratic movement for national liberation, Haditu. Haditu was one of the main leftist movements in Egypt during the 1940s and 1950s, playing an important role in the resistance against British colonialism and defending the rights of workers and peasants. He was an influential and complex figure who played an important role in the political and leftist struggle in Egypt and Europe. He was born in Cairo on September 13, 1914, to a wealthy Jewish family of Italian origin. His family was one of the most prominent Jewish families in Egypt, and his father was a successful businessman. Curiel was in contact with international communist movements and believed in the importance of class struggle. He believed in Marxist ideas and participated in organizing workers' and peasants' movements, devoting his life to achieving their goals. After increasing pressure on him by the Egyptian authorities due to his political activities, especially after the signing of the 1946 treaty between Britain and Egypt, Henri Curiel was deported to France in 1950. There he continued his political activity and became more closely associated with international communist movements. In France, Curiel continued his activity with leftist and anti-colonial movements. He helped organize support for liberation movements in French colonies, including Algeria. He played a role in supporting the Algerian National Liberation Front during the Algerian War of Independence. Curiel was in contact with a number of revolutionary movements in the Third World, including in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Curiel is considered one of the figures who linked revolutionary movements in the Arab world and Europe. On May 4, 1978, Henri Curiel was assassinated in Paris under mysterious circumstances. He was shot in front of his home by unknown assailants, and those responsible for the assassination have not been identified to this day. There is speculation that his assassination was linked to his political activities and support for liberation movements, but this has not been officially confirmed. Henri Curiel is a controversial figure who combined Egyptian nationalist activism with international leftist activism. He is considered one of the most important leftist figures in the modern history of Egypt and Europe. Although he did not gain wide fame in Egypt after his deportation, his influence on leftist movements in the region was significant. Curiel left behind a legacy of political activism and advocacy for the rights of the oppressed, which has given him a special place in Egyptian and international leftist history.